जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांग जय गौर हरि गौर 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 हरि जय सचिनंदन गौर हरि गौर 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 हरि गौर 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 हरि जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधे ओम ज्ञान
कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There is a network drop in between, right? You are not able to hear me, I think.
Yeah.
वंदेहं श्री गुरु श्रीयुत पदकमलं श्री गुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः सद्भक्तमनाय मणिपुर उद्भावय च प्रभुपाद लसद्वाणी प्रचार निरताय ते नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नाम संकीर्तने जस्य सर्व पाप प्रणश्यति प्रणाम दुःख शमनं तं नमामि श्री हरि परम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। प्रभु जी, are you able to share the screen?
Yeah, if it is possible for you, you try to do it, Prabhuji. If it is possible, otherwise I will share.
Let me try if I can. Site cannot be reached. What is the reason? Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Internet is working, the site is not working. What is the problem?
You are hearing.
Yeah, then let me do, Prabhuji.
Instance. Yeah, it is opening. 1 minute. Yeah, it is open now. I'm sharing. You're able to see my screen, right? Are you able?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Yes,
Maharaj.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 16th chapter, sloka number 39. Kamadhiyastvai rachita न परमरोहन्ति यथा करम भविजानि, न परमरोहन्ति यथा करम भविजानि। ज्ञानात्मनि अगुणमये, ज्ञानात्मनि अगुणमये, गुणगणान्तवसे द्वन्द्वजलानि। Corona announcement is there outside. Little bit. Okay. Translation. O Supreme Lord, a person obsessed with material desires for the sense gratification through material opulence worship you, who are the source of all knowledge and are transcendental to material qualities. They are not subject to material rebirth, just as sterilized or fried seeds do not produce plants. Living entities are subjected to the repetition of birth and death because they are conditioned by material nature. But since you are transcendental, one who is inclined to associate with you in transcendence escapes the conditions of material nature. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, wherein the Lord says, Janma karma chami divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tekta deham punarjanmam naiti mam eti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities doesn't, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna, if one simply engages in Krishna consciousness to understand Krishna, he surely becomes immune to the process of repeated birth and death. As clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita, Tekta deham punarjanmam naiti. Such a person, simply by engaging in Krishna consciousness or understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna becomes quite fit to return home, back to Godhead. Even those who are obsessed with material desires may also come to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, a bit rough for some time. The fact is that if one comes to Krishna consciousness, although he may have many material desires, he becomes increasingly attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna through associating with the Supreme Lord by chanting his holy name. The Supreme Lord and his holy names are identical. Thus, he becomes uninterested in attachment to the material enjoyment. The perfections of life is to be uninterested in material enjoyment and interested in Krishna. If one comes to Krishna consciousness, somehow or other, even for material gain, the result is that he will be liberated. Kamad, Dvesad, Vayat, Snehat, whether for the satisfactions of material desires, because of the influence of envy, because of fear, because of affections, or because of any other reason. If one comes to Krishna, his life is successful. Okay. I think you could not see the screen share also. Okay. I was going through, I didn't notice that. Okay. Jai Guru Maharaj Sripad ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. In this sloka, so if someone is obsessed with sense gratifications, so what is obsessed with sense gratifications? Obsessed with sense gratifications means when somebody tried repeatedly to get something which is looking for, but he is not getting that. Somebody who understood that he cannot get the derived result, means he will not derive the expected result from his effort, even though he tried for a very long time and repeatedly. So that is called obsession. In some other cases, somebody who is overindulged in sense objects, he also got some obsessions. And in other sense, arti, somebody who is repeatedly suffering the material duality. So this obsession can bring into several conclusive consciousness. It can bring a person to madness. It can bring a person and it can also bring a person to Krishna consciousness. So such obsession is very much driven by his pious merit or the mercy of a bona fide spiritual representative of Krishna. If he has some sukruti, arti, artharti, jigyasukani, chaturvidya sukruti na. There are four kind of people who has lots of pious merit. They comes to take the shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So such obsession is very important. So when he is baffled with his inquiry on seeking happiness through ahara, nidra, bhaya, matyuna, labha, puja, pratishtha, when he is fully baffled with the inquiries of happiness from this subject matter, somehow by his good fortune he is attracted to inquire about Brahman or the God. Athato Brahma Jigyasa starts in him. So he can inquire that who am I? What is my real source? What is the nature of these actions? What is the science of this action? I'm repeatedly endeavoring, I'm not getting the result. Or even the result is something which is I'm not expecting, it's completely different. It's so complex, it is beyond my purview. So let me try to inquire about this from an authentic source. So that is the stage preparations. So obsession can bring a stage of athato brahma jigyasa. Such person can be said as they are fortunate. Other obsessed people may go to the extent of suicide or may go to the extent of madness. So even after taking Krishna consciousness, if one's endeavor is not with utsaha, nishchaya, dharya, vishwas, if one is lacking in the enthusiasm, determination, patience, and continuous endeavor on the activities which is progressing, and continuous refrainment or free from all disturbing agents, disturbing elements which can spoil devotional service. So this process, if missed in one of the persons, it can bring obsession in Krishna consciousness. Ananda ambudhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrutasadam. One must progress in this. One must increase every day. One's enthusiasm should increase, should not diminish. Or it should not be very cloudy also. Cloudy means sometimes you see sunshine, some other times there is darkness. If there is cloud moving in the sky, sometimes there will be sunshine, sometimes there will be darkness. So that is called cloudy. But however, those cloudy states can be overcome. Krishna consciousness movement is sublime for simple-hearted. If somebody's intention or the purpose is manifold, buddhya avyavasayin, bahusakhai anantascha, buddhya avyavasayin. If he is not resolute in his intention and the purpose of human form of life is to serve, is to love God, is to establish the relationship with God. Establish relationship with God, serve God, love God. Sambandha, avidaya, purpose, and a prayojana. You have a relationship, establish that. You have the activity, you have the process to follow is that love God by serving, serve God. And ultimately, you should get increasing love, everyday increasing love for Supreme Personality of God, which should go towards perfections, complete love of Godhead. So, if somebody is lacking enthusiasm, is lacking determinations, and is lacking passions, prema lave dharja dhana. Just like if somebody is preparing for Indian administration service, if he will become so impatient that in one attempt will stop preparing, will never get that. It needs lots of preparations. Similarly, one must have enthusiasm if he is seeking for the highest purpose of human form of life. After which he will solve the biggest problem. The biggest problem of any form of life is that repeated birth and death. So this obsession can be also happen to the practitioner of Krishna consciousness if he's lacking enthusiasm, endeavor, lack of endeavor, lack of patience, and so Usa, Nishaya, Dharja, Vishwasa, very strong faith. This must be always be with the practitioner. However, if somebody unable to progress in Krishna consciousness may fall down for some time, but Krishna consciousness is always progress. His state is maintained. And when you want to rejoin, he will be rejoining that. So anyway, so obsessed person can seek for Athata Brahma Jigyasa if he is taking shelter of Jnana Marga, so he can try to become inquisitive of the Vedic knowledge, and he might fall in trap of personalism. But if he is taking the path of bhakti in obtaining the knowledge, bhaktya man abhijanati jaban jastasmi tattvata, he will be able to reach to the conclusive knowledge, the essence of all knowledge. Veditya sarvai aham eva vedya vedanta krut vedavid evacha. Every purpose of reading Vedic literature, the very purpose of reading Vedic literature, the very purpose of all the Vedic literature, the mantras, is to please Supreme Personality of Godhead, is to be understood by such devotees. So unless devotion is included in the path of spiritual inquiry, that doesn't make a futile result, fruitful result, that become futile. So it is important that we take the path of bhakti. Then again, what kind of bhakti? So bhakti to whom? Jatha taro mulena nischanayana trupyanti tata bhujopusakha. Just like by watering the root, whole tree is nourished.
Hare Krishna.
Can you mute others?
Yes, Srikant Prabhuji, please. Amritaji, please mute yourself.
So just like when we feed to our stomach, all the organs are becoming the energy and getting the energy. Similarly, when one become fortunate enough to understand that Supreme Lord Krishna is the source of everything and is the one to whom we should worship. Mm. He is the Vedanta Vid, he is the Vedakrut, and he is the ultimate person to be known in Vedanta, and he is to be worshipped. So then third step comes how to worship. So any form of the devotional service, that is 9 form of devotional service. If one take off any of the 9 process of devotional service supported by the chanting of holy name, then his progress is swifter. In none of the process of um, 9 devotional service, holy name is missing. Holy name is available actually in all of the 9 process. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Bandhana. Definitely holy name is there. Pada Sevana. While serving, you should know whom you're serving, whom you're messaging lotus feet. So name can be within the heart or can be also dance in the tongue. Chetaha prangana sangini vijayate sarva indriyanam kritim. When this holy name enters to the core of the heart, it conquers everything else. Only Krishna and only the service of Krishna and only the love of Krishna prevails. So the exalted platform of Krishna consciousness is that when you execute any of the 9 form of devotional service, holy name will be always with you. So in essence, at this age, Harer Nam, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastaiva Nastaiva Gatiranyatha. At this age, Krishna, Nama Rupe, Swayam Krishna Avatar. In this age, Krishna is present as his holy name. So holy name. All these mercy potencies are now at this age is with holy name only. So there is no restrictions, there is no time limit when you can take, when you cannot take. Always you can take holy name. So holy name is so merciful. And on top of that, any of the activities you do all become ceremonial. Only result is actually given by holy name. That means if you do any ceremony, you do not chant holy name, you are not going to get any result. That means you don't do any ceremony but chant holy name, you will get all result. But it is our practice that we should also do the ceremonies for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. We are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, pleasure of Guru, all these ceremonies. That is fine. We should do. But you same time you should also know holy name is only the result giver, nothing else. So in all the 9 process also, holy name is also is only giving the result. Because of our surrender dedication to holy name is delivering us. Anyway, so Arti, Arthathu, Jigyasu, Gyani, they are the 4 kind of people. They can come to Krishna consciousness. Also Bhagavatam says, Akamo, Sarvakamo, Mokhyakamo. If one has no desire to get anything, if one has lots of desire, lots of bhukti desire, and if one has desire of liberations, all 3 persons should seriously, very seriously practice Krishna consciousness. Tivrena bhakti yogena jajata purusha param. One should very seriously with rapt attentions and with utmost austerity, one should practice how to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he will gradually be purified from his sarva-kama states. If his emphasis is on pleasing Supreme Personality of Godhead, if his endeavor is continuous, if his endeavor um, is uninterrupted, continuous means uninterrupted, and if his determination is fixed, and he has patience, then his progress is swift, and he immediately attains the perfections, and Lord purifies everything, all the impurities. So anartha nivruti. So anartha nivruti happened. So initially the arti, which appear to be anartha, is gradually destroyed. Arti means when somebody is interested in some enjoyment, but is not getting. Actually, none of the enjoyment is so much required for the body. The body need only very little, food, very little water. With very little, it can sustain. We unnecessarily increases our demands with deha geha parijan, by covering so many things, by increasing our um, branches.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, how long I was not audible?
1 minute, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hardly.
Okay, so slowly, Krishna caught all of his, attachments. Finally, he can be freed from all such manifold branches, and he will have single intention to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he can come back to the complete platform of Krishna consciousness. Such devotee will understand Krishna. Bhakti amam abhijanati javan jasasmi tattva. Then only he will understand the nama, rupa, guna, lila, avarana, parikara, all this sandhini shakti will be understood to him. So such person who understand the life and activities, the pastimes of Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's definitely go back Godhead. That is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, sloka number 9. Tekta deham punarjanma naiti mameti suvarjana. After giving up this body, he will never take a birth again. He'll go back to the abode of Lord. So these are the levels, various levels, but somehow many great devotees, they may take the various other path to come to Krishna consciousness. Some because of their previous pious merit, they come through even Vayat, Dvesad. They can also come to Krishna consciousness. The subject matter is that one must come back to take the medicines. Okay, so we have a disease that we have forgotten Krishna. Okay, so if you have forgotten Krishna, the disease is forgotten Krishna. Then what is the medicine? Medicine is to remember Krishna. So how do somebody remember Krishna is important. If somehow or other he is able to remember Krishna, then that will bring the recovery of the persons. He will be come back to his original health by continuously remembering Krishna, by any of them, even by Bhayad, like Bhayad Kansa. Because of fear, he was always thinking about Krishna. So that is the merit. If somebody think about Krishna, Krishna will act. The holy name will act, and slowly he will understand the glory of the Lord, even though he is envious to that, even though he is envious, Dvesat. Kansava is having lots of fear, and he also tried to discover the potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he is one and one,
Hare Krishna.
my network seems to be bad today. It's broadband network, but it is not good. Okay, so one after other, when this is, he realized that that Krishna is very powerful, and now he is this. He is not, understanding Krishna just of faith. There is no role of faith here. Here it is his direct practical experience. If even if his mind doesn't accept that Krishna has done all these activities, but his intelligence is bound to accept. His mind doesn't accept that Krishna is so glorious, Krishna is all powerful, but his intelligence is understanding that Krishna is all powerful. So now, even though with Bhaya, even though with Dvesa, he is coming to the conclusion that Krishna is all powerful. So that can happen. So when somebody is come to the conclusion that Vedesya sarvayaham vedya Vedanta krut vedavidevach. All the purpose of knowledge is Krishna. All the process of Vedic literature is meant to please Krishna. And Krishna is the only creator of all the Vedic purposes, Vedic, processes. So that is the essence by which one must cultivate Krishna consciousness. Sometimes it may appear that we might take a wrong path, but we should never take a wrong path. Krishna, who is so merciful, so blissful, by taking his name, one can maintain such a great ecstasy. But the path of Bhayad and Dvesad is so painful. See, though Kansa able to get liberation, but his process is very painful. Klesha adhika teratesam abhyakta upasanam. Those who are taking the process of void or impersonal feature of Lord, their process is very painful. Even more painful is for those persons who are taking the path of enviousness and bhayad, the fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is always advisable that we take the process of bhakti as recommended by and bona fide authority, such as Narada Pancharatra or Vaishnava literatures are there. Srimad Bhagavatam explains that very well. The process of devotional service, 9 process of devotional service, chanting holy name, and taking the initiation in a bona fide parampara such as Brahmadha Gauda Sampradaya, where so that the process of devotional service will be enjoyable to us. Prabhuji, 1 minute. I think this broadband is repeatedly dropping. I will connect from another mobile network, which will be better. It seems the broadband is having issue. Just a minute, I'm connecting. Okay. Anyway, I can take up questions now. By the time I'll join from another mobile. Any questions?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. Yes, if anyone is having any questions regarding today's class, they can raise the hand and ask His Grace Akral Paramanand Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Advait Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Advait Krishna Prabhuji from Vijayawada. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, please mute yourself. हरे कृष्णा अजय चरकुरी प्रभु जी
उनको म्यूट कीजिए प्रभु जी, शायद he doesn't know. उनको म्यूट कीजिए उनको.
श्रीकांत प्रभु जी
Maybe
has
in another
become
class.
host. Yeah.
I'm hearing Ram Vijay Prabhuji's voice.
Okay, Prabhuji, I think there are some noise from his side.
Mute कीजिए उनको.
Yes, our Srikant Prabhuji has become host and he is not responding to
Please
message.
remove this Bhagavatam from his account, Prabhuji. Why it has gone to his account? Put back to my account.
Okay, Maharaji.
Yes. Now it is free. Now it is not.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I have one question, Prabhuji. Any other one?
Yes, Maharaj.
Anyone else is there?
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat. This sloka is very encouraging.
Maharaj, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too much disturbance. Call
Just a second, Maharaj.
Maharaj?
Just a second, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah, Maharaji. Yes, Maharaji, please proceed.
So this sloka is very encouraging because even if one has material desires, we worship Lord Krishna, you will not take birth again.
Yes, Maharaj.
So, so how is it possible?
Hello?
How is it possible?
Yes, Maharaj. It is possible. It is possible because the process is there that we have a disease and we have a treatment process. So how somebody is taking up the treatment process? Even if he has some diseases, if he is taking the process of curing the disease, then he'll be cured. Means he is taking shelter of the medicine. So he is able to identify that he has the problem. now he has taken the right medicine. So he will be definitely recovered. So this recovery is the recovery from the duality. He is able to only recover from the duality. Whether he will attain the pure love of Godhead, whether he will go back to the sambandha, whether he will able to get the perfections of love of Godhead, and what kind of love he will get, all are dependents. But his getting freed from the duality is guaranteed. He has forgotten the identity. He has forgotten that God is supreme authority. I am not. He was going in a wrong direction, that he was thinking that I am the only enjoyer, and I can only enjoy. I will be the lord over of anything that I see. So this kind of false conceptions and the ignorance is destroyed. So he is freed from the duality. That is at least guaranteed. But to love Supreme Personality of Godhead, to go back to the highest abode of Golok, that may not be given. That will be only given by the mercy of a pure devotee or by Krishna himself. But he can get liberations in Brahmajyoti. He can get liberation even up to Vaikuntha planets and others. So based on his qualifications, his practice, one may go up to liberations. One may go up to the up to the path of Vaikuntha planet, maybe. But he will not get this highest love of Godhead without the mercy of the dust of lotus feet. Bina Mahatapada Rajabhisheka. Without the mercy of pure devotees, one will not attain this. So, whether he has lots of desire, whether he has freed from all desires, or he has a desire of liberation, all these three things are coming under the duality and free from duality. It is not going beyond. Triguna Visavita Nistraguna Bhavati. Lord says that go beyond these three modes of mental nature and act. So that is the principle seeker. So if somebody is able to go beyond three modes of mental nature, then it is guaranteed that he will be liberated. Yes, so that is what I could think of. I think Maharaj, you can explain it further. Govinda Maharaj also can add.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Govinda Maharaj, would you like to add something on this?
Maybe.
Hare Krishna, that was wonderful. The process as you describe in the purport and is a Tibrena Bhakti Yoga, right?
Yes.
So that Tibra Bhakti will inevitably will purify him and cause his obsession for the object of worship, Krishna. You know? So that is what is desired. So when Krishna becomes involved, then absolute is being approached. Even when the sadhaka is frail or imperfect, now since Krishna is involved, so it's Krishna's responsibility now to cause his perfection. So that little thing, the living entity has taken the initiative to move towards Krishna wholeheartedly, with desire, without desire, whatever to have. So Krishna said, well, because I am being approached, I will do my part, and we know that when Krishna becomes involved, when Krishna starts doing his part, then all the shortcomings are taken care of. So, under any circumstances, when one agrees to approach Krishna exclusively, then he's done. It's just a matter of time. That's the operation Krishna is, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Dandavad. Any other question?
Yes, Sachit Keshav Prabhuji, please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Akrodha Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Pranam, Achyuta Keshav.
Acha, here in now the Brajpati Maharaj asked this question that if person is having material desire and if he is worshipping Krishna, then how it is possible to get liberated? And at the same time, Govind Maharaj added in your answer that if a living entity has a material desire and if he is worshipping Krishna, then his shortcomings are taken care. So in your reply, it was that he can go up to Vaikuntha or whatever level. But in any case, the living entity has to get purified before entering to the spiritual world. My question is this, that is it possible that the living entity is worshipping Krishna fully, so he will have this material desire? Because my point is, because we are sadhakas, so we experience that by the teachings and by the guidance of senior Vaishnavas and spiritual master, we are repeatedly reminded that we have to leave our material desire and cultivate the spiritual desire. I am right. So how it is possible that we are worshipping Krishna, but the purpose of the worship is to get rid of this material desire? So what I feel, what I have said, that unless we are freed from this material consciousness, it may not be possible to go even cross this. Even to get to Brahm Jyoti also we need to get purified. So even spiritual world is beyond that. So unless our consciousness is free completely from material desire, how it is possible to enter a spiritual planet, even to Vaikuntha? Please elaborate or answer.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for asking. Yes, your question is very much as per the what is the symptoms. Yes. So as long as there is material affinity, one will be not liberated. Liberated means he is free from all material affinities. That is fine. But whether he is going to get everything by his own endeavor, or whether he is going to get this by prasade sarva dukhanam hanirasya pujaya, or he is going to get this by the blessings of Supreme Personality of Godhead or pure devotees. That is the subject. So the point here was whether he is having all desire and he has started, or he is having no desire when he started bhakti. But transformation takes place in between. When he follows the path, when he involves this pure devotees and Krishna in between. Because initially his path may not be completely adhered to Krishna, but gradually when he so seriously, with one attention, beg for the mercy of Krishna or involves Krishna to take care of him, then Krishna transforms. Mahaprabhu transformed tiger, deer, all wild animals, they all transformed, chanted Hari, Hari by raising their hand, raising their legs like hand. Even tiger danced with deer. That could be possible. When Krishna becomes so merciful, when Mahaprabhu becomes so merciful to a living entity, he can do so. But how Krishna or Mahaprabhu will be merciful, that is a bigger subject to understand. Sometimes they gave ahituki krupa, means there is no reason behind giving the mercy. So Jharikanda jungle, many living entity might be got a causeless mercy. So similarly, many fortunate living entity have got that opportunity or got that that special blessings. All other also might get similar blessing through a representative. This ahetuki mercy can also flow to some of the devotees who are been who have been what is that called, who has been sanctioned or who has been represented through a pure devotee. If a pure devotee pray for another devotee or another disciple, then Lord hears. Because Guru is non-different from Krishna. That is the word of Krishna. Acharya Mam Vijaniya. So when Lord has given this word in Srimad Bhagavatam, Acharya Mam Vijaniya, whatever Sri Guru expects or whatever Sri Guru wishes for the disciple, Krishna definitely fulfills that. Definitely, without a single doubt in Krishna's word. There is no doubt in Krishna's word. There is a test happened in Jagannath Puri. Gita Panda was reading the slokas. His wife tore Gita, the Gita. She said, "You are just reading all this and nothing is happening. All are false." But then they all found that there is, there is a caught in the mouth of, in the tongue of Lord Jagannath. So he could not eat. Finally, the news go to king and they came to Gita Panda. All the stories there. It's some 200 years back. This true pastime is there. So Lord's word which is given in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is always true. It can never be false. In a fractional portion of falsity can never be there. So he will be purified if he is taking the shelter of Acharya, or if he is getting the causeless mercy. But anyway, if he is trying to endeavor with austerity, with the process of devotional service, or with the process of knowledge, or with the process of acquiring, Vedaista, Tapaista, Gyanaista, Veda, Tapa, Gyana, and Jat Punya Palam Atishtam Atyotita Sarvam Idam Viditya Yogi Param Sthanam Upaiti Cha Adyam. So such other processes might give different results and can come to the purification of duality. However, if somebody is taking the path of bhakti, will get all such results. All such results. So it is wiser that one should immediately take up the process of bhakti. No need to go so many various complex processes or practices of Krishna consciousness, which may not meet the ultimate object, but it will give some result. It has some result. Like if somebody is giving dana, he get its pious merit. He may not freed from the duality, but he will get some better life in next. But if he is able to give this dana to a pure devotees, he will get the highest merit also. So it is all his good fortune, how he is progressing and what he is got. But yes, if somebody is very piteously pray Krishna and very seriously act on the process of devotional service, and has completely put the control in the hand of Krishna, or complete control is in hand of Guru, definitely he will attain the success. I think my answer is very lengthy and we have reached the time. Anyway, Prabhuji, I tried to present it, may not be sufficient. You can add your comment and you can ask if anything further questions on this.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So you want to say like there are two possible ways of getting liberated. One is by unconditional mercy by Supreme Personality of Godhead, or by the generic process, like by approaching a spiritual master or by a representative of God. So what is the highest probable path that we living entities should follow, or
Living
what is?
entities should follow Acharya Mahaprabhu, the process of worshipping through Acharya. Ahitiki Krupa is not his stand. He might get, but it is guaranteed that he will get a mercy of Lord, because Lord himself represented through spiritual master. Recommended path is Narada Pancharatra, Gaudiya Vaishnava, literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So everywhere it is recommended that 9 process of devotional service and chanting of holy name. That we all do.
Okay, there is a question or comment by Neelamar Maharaji. Maharaji, please.
Yes, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam, Maharaj.
महाराज ने हाथ नीचे कर दिया. अभी भी महाराज का कुछ सवाल है तो महाराज जी. ठीक है, अच्युत कैसे हो प्रभु, प्लीज.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा महाराज जी. दंडवत दंडवत
प्रणाम प्रणाम प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण.
तो मेरा जो सवाल था वही तो हमारा सनातन गोस्वामी बोल दिया, इसलिए आप तो क्लियर कर दिए हो. और मैं सवाल आप, क्योंकि आप बताए थे हरि नाम कलियुग में हरि नाम ही सबसे श्रेष्ठ है, फिर देखा गया आप वही बोले महत पाद रज अभिषेकम, फिर वही जोड़ दिए, तो मुझे थोड़ा संदेह हो गया. बोला फिर हरि नाम को इधर बोल दे रहे, इधर फिर महत पाद का रज अभिषेक बता रहे. तो आप भी तो समाधान दिए हमारा सनातन गोस्वामी सवाल के. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका भागवत क्लास. हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्णा महाराज जी. धन्यवाद. सचित कैसे प्रभु जी, प्लीज.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This in the situation like, example, Ahetuki Kripa. See, Ahetuki Kripa is there for everyone, but still there is difference between the devotees. If technically,
Okay.
Just 1 second, I'll add one point, if you allow.
Yes, yes, please.
Ahetuki Kripa is there because see, Krishna is merciful unconditionally on all living entities. And Mahaprabhu is spiritual master. Like, see, we are all disciple of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj has given equal mercy to everyone. But still, you will see there is a difference between the devotees, difference in the terms of purity. So where Ahituki Kripa is there, but also it demands our endeavor. Because if, in technically speaking, Krishna is giving
Yes,
mercy,
Prabhuji.
we should all be in
We
spiritual
need
work.
to put some endeavor.
Not some.
Is your question finished, Prabhuji?
Just I'm adding, because this Ahituki Kripa, I want to add, our endeavor is required. Otherwise, this Ahituki Kripa is given, but if we are not serious, then Ahituki Kripa may not work. So please elaborate.
Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu ji.
Yes. Yeah, Ahituki Krupa will come, but it will not come by endeavor. Our Srikant Prabhuji just now gave a very wonderful comment that we get Sri Guru because of Ahituki Krupa of Krishna. So our endeavor means we can pray, but our endeavor may not be sufficient to reach to reach the mercy of Krishna. So Krishna is becoming merciful to us not by our effort or not by our endeavor. But sometimes it is possible. Just like when mother see that her child is trying so hard to work, so mother goes and help the child to work. So, but mother expect that child learn by himself how to work. But yet sometimes when child is not able to, mother comes and helps. That sometimes is very repeatedly, right? It's not that anytime. But this example may not be very much fitting, so it is somehow fitting, right? Krishna very continuously engages in, in rectifying a practitioner, devotee, so that he will able to walk in the path of devotional service. However, we cannot guarantee it. It is not that because of our endeavor, it is not because of the child's endeavor mother comes to help. So mother comes to help out of the affection, out of her own sweet will. Mm. Even Lord's, example is much more in different platform entirely. That Krishna can continuously help us if we are continuously trying to involve him, if we are continuously praying for him. But even if we are, uh, trying with austerity and so many things, but we are not praying for the mercy of Lord, and if we think that we are able to do these things on our own, so this kind of conception, which is mostly driven by false ego, that I'm capable of doing this, I'm capable of coming out of this, all this conception might not attract the mercy of Krishna. But within that conception also, still he might get attract the mercy of Krishna, because Krishna is not bound to any rule to give his causeless mercy. Even though he sometimes become merciful to a person who is impersonalist. Like Mahaprabhu is so merciful to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So it is his own glory how and when and where he will be putting his causeless mercy. So we cannot define a boundary on Krishna that if I do like this, then only he will be merciful. That is the explanation of Ahitik mercy. There is no bound on Krishna how he will become merciful to Lord. But when you, that is the most Ahituki Krupa Krishna can give to a living entities. Then he continuously guides, just like a mother guides the child how to walk. So he continuously guides the living entity how to walk in the path of bhakti through his representative Sri Guru. So that is very much essential that we understand that we will always get the mercy of Krishna, but we have no demand, or we have no such things that we have done such thing, so I must be granted on this. So we cannot take it granted. Even though Krishna is so merciful, Krishna is unimaginably merciful. So, but we have to come to this knowledge that Krishna is all merciful, Krishna is all powerful, Krishna is supreme willful. He can bless me, he can also neglect me. Asli seva padarata pinastuma adarsanan marmohta karutva jatha tata vidhatu lampota mat prana nathastu saepo napra. We have given complete control to the hand of Krishna. We have not keeping any control in our hands. That is the surrender. If that surrenderness, that seriousness is there, then Krishna will definitely give his mercy. There is no doubt it. But that definitely doesn't mean you can claim that. There is no claim. No claim will work on this. Causeless mercy. Causeless mercy cannot be claimed. You are austere, you are this and that, you have pious, all that, they have specific merits. You will get that, but you will not get causeless mercy. Causeless mercy you can get when you are giving free hand to Krishna. Krishna will definitely give causeless mercy. Thank you, Prabhuji. I think I might not have satisfied the complete answer. Please comment.
I think our Achut Prabhu has already texted in chat box. Urvan Maharaj is having something. Maharaj, please.
Hare Krishna, Akrota Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat.
You know this this concept of because of ahetuki kripa we get Guru Maharaj. The very word ahetuki has to be understood. Ahetuki means it has no cause, so it cannot be the because. That because of ahetuki kripa one gets Guru Maharaj. Because the sadhus, the devotees, they out of their own endeavor, out of their own inspiration, not on the inspiration of Krishna, even. They go out of their way. That's why I call it ahetuki. It is not earned. It is unearned. So, unless we understand, it is the effect. Ahetuki kripa, it brings the effect that a person totally conditioned in a conditioned state, he just turns around. So when we say from condition like asatoma asatgama,